In the previous video, we took a look at some of the networking basics such as hubs, routers, etc. In this video, which is a follow-up or the part 2 of the previous video, we will be taking a look at gateways, repeaters and subnets. So let's start. Now if you haven't subscribed yet, then please hit the red subscribe button and also hit the bell notification icon so that you remain notified each time we upload a video. So let's start our discussion with gateway. A gateway, also called the router's IP, is the point from where data packets leave the LAN network to the internet. Basically, you have the router in your house. So every router in a certain network has an IP address. Like you connect anything to any device to a certain LAN network, such as you connect your mobile phone or laptop. That device has a certain local IP address which we had discussed in the previous video, and how it gets that IP address. You can consult the previous video to know about that. So similarly, even the router which is there in your house, that also gets a certain IP address, which is kind of like reserved, and it cannot be changed. I mean, if you have a router in your house, the local IP that the router will get, it will be the same each and every time. You cannot change it. It is fixed, but it will be of the same type as that of the devices that connect to that LAN network. And basically, let's say if you want to change the password of your Wi-Fi network, then you need to remember that IP address of the gateway or the router and simply open up your browser from your computer, and you can type that IP address in the URL bar and then go ahead and go to the settings and change all the passwords and everything. So that's how that is known as gateway. So let's have a look at how it works. And by the way, if you want to know your gateway IP address, then you can know it by simply opening up a command prompt. You can open it using the administrator privileges, and you can also open it simply and just type ifconfig over there, and you can get the gateway IP address. So here we have a simple pictorial demonstration like that we had in the previous video. So let's say you for this video I am just using one device. I am not using more than one device. So let's say you are operating this device PC1, and here's the switch, and here's the router, and here you can see I have given an example IP address, example local IP address. The router that I use in my house has this IP address, so I am giving example of what I am experiencing. So if let's say you want to change, you are the owner of this Wi-Fi network, right? You are the owner of this total Wi-Fi network, and let's say for a certain reason you want to change the router's the Wi-Fi network's password. So you can simply connect to that Wi-Fi network and then just open up the browser in your this PC, and open up any browser and just type in this IP address on the URL section, and then you can consult the manual on how to change the password of the Wi-Fi network. So basically, whenever any LAN network is created, the router also gets an IP address similar to like your device, and it will be of the same format as that of the IP address that your device will get. All right. So up next we have repeaters. A repeater is a networking device used to increase or extend the range of a Wi-Fi network. Okay, so that's a basic explanation of what a repeater is. So let's have a look at how it works. So here, let's say you are operating this PC, and here's a router. I am not showing any switch in this pictorial demonstration. So here we have a repeater, and let's say here's another PC, which is PC2 for example. And it's my personal opinion, and don't judge me on it. If you see any Wi-Fi repeater, let's say in an office or somewhere, then probably that Wi-Fi network or that network wasn't designed properly. Now why it is used, let me tell you. Let's say you went to an office and you see a Wi-Fi network, a Wi-Fi router at a corner of the office, and the network administrator or whoever set that up, they said that we got space over there, that's why you put the router over there. But the computers, the main computers that will be in use in that office, they are at the other corner of the office. Now, we all know, it is our common experience that the more you go away from the Wi-Fi router, the lesser the signal strength, and also you will get lower internet speeds. So it is, if you want better internet speeds, obviously you need to be as close as possible to that Wi-Fi network. Now let's say this, you are operating this device and your friend is operating this device. Now obviously this device is very close to that router, but this device is very far away from that router. Now obviously you will get a better speed because you are very close to the router, but your friend won't get that much speed because he is very far away from the router. Now let's say you two work in the same office, but his computer is far away from the router for a certain reason. Maybe he works in the administrative part of the office and you are just a basic clerk. So maybe by luck your computer is very close to the router, but your friend's computer is very far away from the router. So what that network administrator or what your office can do is basically install a repeater, and this repeater, what it will do is basically receive the router's Wi-Fi signals and then extend that signal range to another, say, let's say 10 meters or maybe 100 meters or so. So that's how a repeater works. You can basically call it a Wi-Fi extender or Wi-Fi range extender. And you don't generally get to see repeaters in most of the office networks, but if let's say there's an old building and computers over there were arranged in a very old fashion, and then the Wi-Fi revolution took place, the office decided to replace the Ethernet cables or the broadband signal lines with Wi-Fi network so that it becomes wireless and you don't have to maintain wired stuff a lot. So let's say for a certain reason some computers are very far away from the Wi-Fi router. For that reason, maybe the office may need to install a Wi-Fi repeater so that the computers that are far away from the Wi-Fi router can get a better signal. Up next we have subnet. This is the last part of the discussion. A subnet determines the type of a network. It is generally of three types. You can see the type A, B, and C. A subnet gives us an idea of the type of network and how many devices can connect to a network. Basically, whenever you connect to a device, whenever you connect to a network, it will be either of these three most commonly. And by looking at the subnet, you can simply determine how many devices can connect to that certain network. For most of the time, almost 95% of the cases, you will see this type C, which is the most common subnet. Even the Wi-Fi router that I am using has this subnet, and if this subnet is present, then 254 devices can connect to that certain Wi-Fi network. In most of the railway stations, if you go, then you will see this type B subnet, and in this network 65,534 devices can connect. This type B is very common with railway stations, and also it is very common with let's say hotels, for example. Maybe there's a big hotel with so many rooms, and maybe over there they are using this type of a type B network. And the last one, which is type A, this is the least common. You can connect about 16 million devices to this Wi-Fi network, which is rather a very huge number. You can just imagine 16 million devices can connect to this certain Wi-Fi network. And maybe the Google headquarters use this type of a network because they might have so many devices. They might have more than 65,000 devices. All right. Now it's not that only computers or mobile phones work using internet connection or using a Wi-Fi network. There are IoT devices, like you have refrigerators, air conditioners, fans, etc. Now in India we don't get to experience all those things pretty commonly, but in the US and most of the highly developed countries, you see those types of devices, which is IoT, and those devices operate using the internet, and you can pretty much control those devices from no matter wherever you are in the world. You just need to have the IP address of that certain device. So maybe over there in such big headquarters or something, this kind of a type A subnet or type A network is being used. All right. So this is the end of our discussion. This is my new channel. Obviously, this is the third video I have uploaded. If you found value from this video, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you think that there are other people who can learn something from this video, then obviously do share with them. This is Dhruvajyoti signing off, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.